Hello, everyone, and welcome to another review. Today we have the Boost Mobile Summit Flip. This device is actually very simple to review because even though it runs Android, it does not have the ability to run apps. So what you see is what you get. And I have been testing for a couple of days, and honestly, it has been pretty good. If all you want is a very basic device with phone calls and text messages, this is not a bad offering. Here is the FAQ, all of the questions that you guys always ask. And let's get into a little bit of the hardware of the device. So first of all, it has a massive screen in the front. It's actually kind of comical to me because the only function of that screen is to actually just showcase numbers and little notifications. You can actually not really interact with this. Although it does have a camera button, and when you press that camera button and you hold it, it does have a front-facing camera that you can technically take pictures with. In the advertising materials, you can take a look, of course, at some of the quality of those pictures. It's not going to be amazing, but I will showcase a couple pictures here and there of what I have taken. And, it does get the job done, but it's not really good at all. It's a basic phone. After all, it's just, a regular flip phone. However, it does have very swift navigation and very easy to use. The keypad is well made, although a little bit rubbery in my personal perspective. I would prefer it to be, of a better material. But this is definitely better than, for example, more plasticky materials. It's not as nice as, like, for example, something like the Xiaomi F21, but it does, again, it's pretty decent for a device that is less than $100. So for, very little, and of course, Boost Mobile uses T-Mobile's signal, you can get a T-Mobile compatible device that, again, it does do pretty decently. So here you have the messaging experience, and of course you can select your contacts, and it has K99. So right there, hello, and my name is, and whatever your name is, you can put it in there. But it's not amazing, not the best in the world, but it does, send the T9 messages. You can change, of course, the KT9 to ABC, triple click, capitals, 1, 2, 3, and symbols. So very basic, and group text messages work without any issues as well. So very good, enjoyable experience. Again, it's very responsive because it's super basic, and it does have different tools that are also basic, but they are very manageable. As you see right there is a recorder, calendar, clock, FM radio, calculator, and file manager. The calendar is very, very, simple, and do not expect it to be, super fancy. It's essentially just the Android default calendar, since this is running Android after all. But the battery life is actually very, very good. I personally have found that 2 to 3 days is very easy, and you can push it into 4 to 5 days with very minimal use. Even though it does have this screen in the back, as you see right there, it's notifying me that I do have a notification right there for the messages. You cannot tap it. This is not touchscreen, so it's not really drawing a lot of power, and it goes to sleep pretty quickly, so it's not drawing a lot of battery. But again, you can see pretty much, who texted you or something of the like. I wish they would have integrated some sort of functionality that I can actually see, what's going on with the device, or I can see a preview of the text message, but it's just essentially a massive screen for selfies, which is kind of odd on a flip phone, but it is what it is. It does have a 3.5mm headphone jack, and it does have USB-C, so very, very welcome additions in there. It uses a nano SIM card, and you can put up to a 64 gigabyte micro SD card for music. It does have a browser, although I don't necessarily recommend you using it. It's going to be pretty sluggish. It does have a mouse, which, it's already integrated. And here I can do a Google search for maybe, I need to do triple click for this specific one. So, sorry. I'm going to put The Verge right there. Good technology website. Some people like it. No, come on. Don't. Yes, there you go. Oh, nope. it didn't do it. As you see, it's a little bit of a frustrating experience. Verge. Okay, that's good. There you go. Nope. Okay, I think it's not going to like that, so I'm going to try it in a different way. Try to put it in the browser right there. Verge. And we can go now and navigate, and boom, right there. We can get to the website if we can close that out. And as you see, after a few minutes, you will get to the articles that you want to read, or, whatever it is that you want to do. Again, it navigates decently, but it's going to crash. And, if you load something that is super, very, very difficult to comprehend in the sense that you have a lot of moving text or animations or stuff like that. Again, it's going to navigate it pretty fine, but eventually it may crash if it's a very heavy website. If it's something that you're reading or something like that, it may do better. Right there, you have the context, you have the camera, you have the gallery, and that's about it. No extra apps, no extra fancy things. And if you're in the Boost Mobile network, it costs less than $100, so it's not bad. Again, it's very good in that it does very little things. It does have some accessibility features, so readout, larger text, color inversion, color correction, mono audio, hearing aids, RTT. So if you need those, the flip phone does have it. So again, it's a decent offering for less than $100, and for what it brings with this amazing, very bright. Actually, I was not expecting it. I actually feel like the outer display is better than the inner display. They're both pretty legible in the light, and again, I don't have any issues using this device. That's why I accelerated the review, so this will be coming a little bit earlier than I would have expected. But again, it did extremely well. I really enjoyed using it. Performed really well per my testing, and I did not have any issues. This device is not unlocked. It only works with Boost Mobile, and I believe they have a 1-year policy if you want to unlock it and use it with another carrier. A little bit of a longer time, so you may be waiting maybe a year until you can get an unlocked version from eBay. The construction of the device is actually very good. So a very sturdy hinge right here. I enjoyed it. And again, if you have any questions or I missed something that you want to see in this device, make sure to put it in the comments below, and then I'll be interacting with you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.